Hello everyone, Crimson Desert came out last week. If you're like me, you might be having some issues with the controls, feeling frustrated sometimes, and outright missing or not understanding some core concepts of the game. So here's a list of 10 things I wish I have known from the start. Number 1. Riding my horse properly. When I first picked my horse, I was very confused that the horse was very slow. It felt outright useless. I was holding left shift and he barely moved. I thought we didn't even have a sprint ability at the start. What do we do? The game expects you to tap repeatedly the key instead of holding it, something that's not very usual in games. On the horse point as well, you can open your inventory and check the horse skills by clicking on the horse on top and then pressing 5. Finally, you can use F1 to call your horse at any time, and you can jump out of cliffs with him. The horse will teleport to the bottom safely, and you can even land on him. Number 2. The Abyss Nexus portals. Up until maybe 15 hours in the game, I still thought that the Abyss Nexus could only spawn on the Sky Islands. That is not the case. In the world map, when you see the question mark saying Mysterious Energy, that can be a puzzle, but it can also be an Abyss Nexus, allowing for fast travel. So do not sleep on checking this out, because fast travel helps a lot, considering how much you need to move because of quests. Number 3. Inventory management. After the first couple hours of the game, your inventory is gonna start getting messy. A lot of different items will be on it, and you'll start getting overwhelmed. There is a button that can group the items by its type. On keyboard and mouse, it's T. I recommend you start doing that to help out with inventory management. Number 4. Illicit activities. As you walk to the town and get close to items or people, you'll start notice there's a certain options that will be grayed out, and you can't actually interact with those persons or items. This is because to do stuff like threaten and steal, you need to have a mask equipped. The easiest way to acquire one is to buy it directly from the black market in Ernan, which is located here. So go grab a mask, put it on, and have fun threatening everyone in town. Number 5. Cooking and healing. A core element of combat in this game is actually having enough food items that you can heal up during combat. I didn't quite understand or know this before I fought the first 2 bosses, and they were very painful because of that. So I recommend you put your Master Chef hat on and be sure to stock up before you go do any adventures. Thankfully for us, Pearl Abyss has buffed the healing on food items by a fair bit since the initial patch. Another thing, you can outbar the food to use it faster. To do that, hold F3, and on the bottom you can select the food you want to use. After that, pressing F3 during combat will always heal you up instantly. The cooldown is 2 seconds, so you can see why this is broken. Moving on to number 6 and 7, we have Grindstones and Anvils. I wish I had known this one as well before I fought my first 2 bosses. But basically, these 2 items will upgrade your gear for free for a set amount of time. Starting with the Grindstones, they can be marked on the map when you get close, and the easiest one to access is definitely the one in Hernand's on the blacksmith. When you use the Grindstone, all your weapons will get increased attack power until you use it too much in combat. You can see the duration of reinforcement on the weapon itself. As for the Anvils, they do not get marked on the map for some reason. The closest one you'll find is on the ranch southeast of Hernand, right here. The Anvil will upgrade the defense values of all of your armor for a set amount of time as well. So before you go out on a big adventure where you know you're gonna fight a boss or you're gonna conquer a region, I recommend you pass by a grindstone and an anvil to upgrade your gear. The next 3 tips will be combat exclusive, starting at number 8 with enemy lock-on and camera movement. Up until my first boss fight, I was using exclusively free camera without lock-on. This works the best when you're doing group fights because you kinda want to change the camera as you fight. However, during one-on-ones with the bosses, that's not quite the case. And I found out really fast that being able to lock on, it's pretty useful. On keyboard and mouse, to do that, you use caps lock. The problem I had, however, is that when I locked on, the camera was not following the enemy. It was still free moving. That's because that's also an option in the menu that you need to turn off. So go to settings, input, and then be sure that lock-on camera rotation is turned off. Moving on to number 9 and 10, Both of these are on the skill tree. The first one is the Keen Senses ability. This is a super important ability to invest on. At level 1, you learn how to parry. At level 2, you learn how to perfect dodge. And at level 3, you learn how to counter. All three of these abilities are super useful in combat, so I recommend to invest into this node as fast as possible. And the last tip is on the stab ability. You use this one with Shift RMB. But the reason you kinda want to invest into this is because at max level, this ignores super armor, which as you might guess is extremely useful against a lot of enemies and bosses. So do not sleep on this ability. And that's it for the tips I have to give you. I hope you guys are enjoying Crimson Desert, and that this video was at least a bit useful for you. See you around, everyone.